Hey there, Willowbrook, and thanks so much for doing our deep dive with us as we continue through the book of Genesis. And today we are in Genesis chapter 16, verses 7 through 16. So this Sunday, I was actually at our Madison campus. We had guest reception, and I came across and met a couple of little kids. In fact, I was talking to them because their parents were talking to Pastor Mark. And so the kids and I were sitting at a table, and there was some pieces of candy at the table. And we just started building blocks with the candy. We started just talking. And so eventually I started playing a game with them where I took the candy and I would put it behind my back and I would put it in a certain hand. And then I would tell them, hey, choose which one. Which one do you think it's in? And so we would play this game. And so eventually this little girl decided that she was going to play the game with me. And so what she did is same thing. She took the candy and put it behind her back. And when she took it back and she was like, guess which one? Well, her little fingers could not hold the little candy in it. And so they were peeking out. And well, you know, I probably didn't play along as well as I should. And I was like, is it that one? The one that had the candy? And her mind was blown. And she did it again. And every time there was candy sticking out through her fingers. And she was just amazed at how I would know. How did you know which hand it was? Well, because I could see. I could see the candy out of her hands. Today, our passage is a passage that I absolutely love. I was super excited that I got this passage because it's a passage I'm reminded of often. It's a place where we get a very name of God, a very character trait of God. And it's in Genesis chapter 16 and it's verse 13. And it says this, it's talking about Hagar, who is being mistreated, who is scared, who has run away. And this is what she says. She says, verse 13, it says, so she named the Lord. Listen, I would really like to spend time on there because I find that fascinating. Hagar gave God a name. So she named the Lord who spoke to her, the God who sees. For she said, have I really seen here the one who sees me? Have I really seen here the one who sees me? Have you noticed that it feels really good to be liked, to be noticed, to be appreciated, to be seen? A lot of times we are looking to other people to be seen, to be noticed, to be appreciated, and we're kind of holding out our hands, and looking, did you see me? Did you notice me? Listen, our kids are doing that, but we're doing it too. And what we're learning here from Hagar is, guess what? The God of the universe, the one who sent his son for you, he did that because he sees you. And too often we are looking horizontally for acceptance and approval and satisfaction. And guess what? God sees. He sees you and he loves you and he's near. And hey, Hagar was walking through a really dark time. A time where she didn't even know what was next. I can't imagine the uncertainty and the fear that she was experiencing in this moment. But I think the reason that Hagar was able to name God is that she recognized in God something that he actually tells us himself. In fact, Psalm 119:05 says that he is a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. You know why? He's the God who sees, because he is light. He shines a light on the darkness and he can see, and he lights our path. So if you feel alone, if you feel scared, if you feel underappreciated and unnoticed, guess what? We serve a God who sees. Do not let Satan lie to you and say that nobody cares or that God is distant. God is near and he sees. Would you just open yourself up to God so that you can tell him what's going on? Listen, he sees it. He wants to walk through it with you. He wants to be a light to you, a lamp to your feet, a light to your path. He wants to shine a way for you. But we have to acknowledge who he is and that he is a God that meets every need. He sees you. He loves you. He appreciates you. He notices you. He is enough for you so that you don't have to look somewhere else. And he's guiding your future. Oh, Willowbrook, would you just rest in that today? Would you seek God first in that? Would you rest in that, knowing he sees you? And even if that means, hey, you feel a little uncomfortable, like, wait, he sees all, like the sin? Yes, and that's a good thing, because that's why he sent Jesus. He sees that and he wants the very best for you. And so if he illuminates that sin for you, he shines a light on it, he sees it, it's because he wants to do something really good for you. He wants to help you repent and walk a new life. God is a God who sees, and that's good. Rest in that today. I love you, Willowbrook, and I hope that you'll have a happy Wednesday.